When I first saw this series, it reminded me of how during the early COVID period there was a lot of confusion and chaos around the world, and no one knew what was actually going on. I remembered all of that during this series. Hello everyone, this is Asif. Welcome to next episode. Today I will be reviewing HBO original series The Last of Us Season 1. Joel, a hardened survivor and a smuggler, is hired to get Ellie, a 14-year-old girl, out of an oppressive quarantine zone. This takes place 20 years after the destruction of modern civilization. It's possible that Ellie is humanity's last hope. What begins as a simple job quickly becomes a physically and emotionally draining journey as they are forced to travel across the United States together and rely on one another for survival. I'm fully aware that this series is based on popular video game The Last of Us. Although I'm not a serious gamer, but I have played few games. I'm mostly into TV series now. Before reviewing this series, I would like to highlight a few key differences between games and TV series. In video games, the player controls some parts of the story and events. And in TV shows, however, the audience has no control over the story. TV series relies heavily on character development, dialogue, and cinematography to keep the audience glued and excited. At the same time, video games often use gameplay mechanics and interactive elements like points, badges, and rewards to keep players engaged. I'm also aware that millions of people play video games, but the majority of the players tend to be younger. While TV series often have a large diverse audience, so my review of this series will be from the perspective of serioholic rather than a gamer. With this show, zombies will no longer be as monotonous as they have been for years. Instead, we'll see a new image with brilliant makeup and its mushroom head look. Seriously, it's very scary and makes the scene worth seeing again and again. And this show has got stunning visual effects that are flawlessly executed. And the show's side strengths are its impressive set design and the dystopian world they have created, while it has great captivating cinematography and excellent acting by Pedro Pascal and Ellie. Especially Nick Offerman's episode in the show stands out as a unique and memorable experience for me. That was really emotional. First 5 minutes of the show was amazing. That is the mainly interview part, which explained exactly what the show is about and what you can expect from it. Except for few parts of the show that are good, the majority of the show is unfortunately dull and boring. Even though the show is listed as action, adventure and drama on IMDb, the gore and action scenes are very limited. Even the cordyceps of mushroom heads, which are interesting to watch, are only limitedly shown. Instead, we get to see a lot of drama, and I learned from an interview that the makers intentionally wanted to limit the gore and action scenes. Neil Druckmann, who was one of the creators for the game and this show, has said this in an interview. I was puzzled to hear that. Why would you do that? It's like making a movie with Valentine's Day theme and toning down the romantic scenes. Didn't make any sense to me. You have to give what the story demands. Anyhow, it's their decision and I respect it, but is there any interesting drama? No. Whatever action scenes they have shown in the trailer have been divided into 9 equal episodes, which contributes to very limited time in each episode. Neil Druckmann mainly works as a writer for video games, along with Craig Mazin, who previously known for Chernobyl and has also written for this series. Slow narration worked nicely with Chernobyl, but I don't think it worked for this series. Previously, The Handmaid's Tale, Watchmen and Westworld used this non-linear narrative, but this is probably the first time non-linear storytelling in this dystopian world did work for me. I mean, the story is very simple, but the narration is painfully slow. The lead actors are just outlined and lack depth, which makes it difficult to empathize with their struggles, which was the biggest trouble for me personally while watching this show. This story takes place 20 years after the destruction of modern civilization, which clearly shows there was chaos and food scarcity everywhere. But the physicality of the lead actors hardly changes, which was a major disconnection for me, and also the lack of strong antagonist, which contributed to the show's lack of sense of urgency to keep me immersed in the plot. In Binge Watch this series, I personally did not enjoy this show and I will not recommend it to any of my friends or family, for that matter to anyone. However, the show's creators and game fans have created a lot of buzz in the TV series world, so curiosity makes everyone watch it at least once, to see what all the fuss is about. This show, in my opinion, is not worth the hype and is rather overrated. On the IMDb page for this show, the writing credits say it's written for 10 episodes, but they have stopped season 1 with 9 episodes. And I'm definitely not going to wait for the next season. I think that this show will last for one more season unless they make some major changes to the story. I will meet you with another review in the next video. Until then, keep binging.